Well, as you could tell, it was a busy week for CMU Athletics, and we have all the highlights from a crazy couple of days here at good old Colorado Mesa. Welcome to Maverick Postgame. I'm Joe Azar. Sitting next to me is the regular Mellow to my hoodie Mellow, Bryce Reedy.
And like Hoodie Mellow's shooting efficiency, it was a lights-out weekend for CMU as we start things off on the soccer pitch with the Lady Mavericks. On Friday, the team suffered a heartbreaking overtime loss to Colorado State Pueblo due to a goalkeeping error. With a lot, the stakes were high for Sunday's Senior Day game against New Mexico Highlands. Not only would it be the last chance for some of the program's best players to play at Walker Field, but it was a win against the Cowgirls would put CMU in the final qualifying spot for the RMAC tournament with just a game remaining. Now let's send you over to Walker Field for the highlights between your Mavericks and the Cowboys.
Yeah, and as you can tell, it was three seniors that were honored: Amanda Wenzel, Haley Glassy, and Haley Bergeron. For Wenzel, one of the program's best ever, Bryce, that was her last game at Walker Field.
Yeah, most definitely. She has definitely been the face of this soccer team for the last 4 years for the Mavericks.
Yeah, but the Mavericks would get onto a deficit. Here's Zania Hanning with a free kick to put the Cowgirls up early. Mavericks needed to respond.
Yeah, and they were able to respond here a couple minutes later. This one, Mackenzie King breaks away with the ball and crosses it to the middle, and it's Zoe Peterson putting it in for the Mavericks to tie the game up at 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 would be that score at halftime, but early on in the second half, a PK was awarded. Haley Bergeron, the senior, with a chance to put the Mavericks up, and she does. 2-1 the score. The senior gets her goal on her senior day, and now the Mavericks coast from here, Bryce.
Yeah, definitely. The Mavericks are going to just take it from here. Alexis Allard from deep. That's a free kick to the right corner. Couldn't put it in a better spot. 3-1 Mavericks on top, now with some cushion.
Yeah, as you can tell, look at that goal, upper 90. There's no better placement on that, but Alexis Allard says, but wait, there's more. Here she is, breaking off free from defense, using her pace, breaks free from two defenders, just outside of the box, curls it in. That's a very tough shot, and she gets it done there. Now the Mavericks are in full control, Bryce.
Yeah, now Zoe Peterson saw that Alexis Allard had 2 goals, so she's going to say, why not her, as she's going to get a pass from Emma Moosen. She's going to put it in for her second goal of the day, and all of a sudden the Mavericks have 4 goals in the second half to lead it 5-1.
5-1, and then here we go. Kenzie King again with a shot from distance. The defense can't quite get to it. First, it was Michaela Hicks who got a shot on, but the last person to touch it, Brecken Daly. It's 6-1. That's her first collegiate goal, Bryce.
Yeah, most definitely, and it's a good time to do it as well, but this was the moment we were all waiting for. Amanda Wenzel with the free kick, and she fires it past the goalie for her goal of the day, and of course on Senior Day, that is a huge accomplishment for her and the Mavericks as well.
Yeah, the Mavericks created a massive, massive gem under pressure. Give the seniors an emphatic send-off with a 7-1 rout of the Cowgirls. Alexis Allard and Zoe Peterson each had a brace on the day. Seniors Haley Bergeron and Amanda Wenzel also with goals. And for Wenzel, that was her 11th goal of her career here for Colorado Mesa. All Brecken Daly has to do to get to 11 goals is score 10 more after she scored her first collegiate career goal. Mavs now hold the final qualifying spot in the RMAC. They travel to Black Hills State to battle the last place Yellow Jackets on Sunday.
Now, from one route to another and from one form of football to the other, Colorado Mesa's football team controlled their own destiny in their quest for a 3rd consecutive RMAC championship. But it's no easy feat to be on the road for 3 of your final 4 games of the season and one of those road games took place in Alamosa on Saturday, where they battled Adams State. And I promise you, what you're seeing on the graphic is not a typo. The Mavs dominated the Grizzlies and put a huge damper on their homecoming celebration with the 70-21 rout. The big theme for the day was ground and pound for the Mavericks. CMU would score 63 unanswered points thanks to a dominant ground game. 471 yards on the ground, with the main culprit being star running back David Tan. The senior had 18 carries with an average of 9.6 yards per carry, and Tan also had 2 touchdowns, including one off of 21-yard run. Now, quarterback Easton Salem also had triple-digit rushing yards with 108 on the day. He also had a pair of scores on the ground and 2 through the air. And to top it all off, Vernell Moon took a kickoff return 99 yards to the house to start the second half. Mavs now face a 1-6 New Mexico Highlands team Saturday at Stoker Stadium for the homecoming game.
Well, an RMAC title repeat could be on the horizon for the football team. But if the men's soccer team wants to repeat their feat last season of the RMAC regular season and tournament championship victories, they need to go and find results their way from other teams. Colorado School of Mines has a better record in the conference, with the Mavs in second place, 2 games behind the Ore Diggers. All this team can do is contribute in ways they can control, winning games. They hosted 2 RMAC rivals this past weekend, including a big game against Metro State, and we take you right back to Walker Field for the highlights of this one. We have a double feature for you for men's soccer, and here we go, starting things off. Colorado Christian off of Roberto Diaz cross would put the ball in their own net. Diaz dangerous with those crosses, Bryce, and as you can tell, number 17 for the Cougars, the one who had the ball touch him last.
Yeah, a good roll there for the Mavericks to get them on top early. And now this time it's going to be a Malik Manana missed PK as he gets fouled to send it up to the PK, but the goalie with a nice stop there. Mavericks had a chance to go up 2-0, but unable to capitalize.
Mavericks are 1 for 3 with those penalty kicks, but Moshe Perez, he likes to shoot outside the box, and look at this dominance. He was the top scorer of the Premier Development League down in FC Tucson during the offseason. He's scoring goals here. Massive, massive goal. And, of course, he likes to spice up the celebrations. He does a little bit of a bowling celebration there. CMU 2-0 over Colorado Christian, but now this is the main event, Bryce. Colorado Mesa against Metro State, senior day game. As you can see here, Roberto Diaz getting the honors. He scored the RMAC tournament winner, and Slater Elkind as well, the captain with the team for so long. And we have one highlight to show you from this one of action, but it is a very, very important highlight.
Yeah, most definitely, especially between 2 teams that have a history of not liking each other, but it's going to be the Mavericks. They're going to be able to set up the ball offensively, and they're going to find inside. It's going to be Matthew Miller. He's going to get the ball off of a deflection or a rebound shot and put it in to give the Mavericks the 1-0 lead as the closing first half minutes came to an end.
Yeah, Matt Miller, again, his 4th goal of the season. That will do it for this game, Bryce. What a big win. Slater Elkind gets the win on his senior day, as now we take you to the scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely. The Mavericks get 2 wins from the weekend thanks to a close 1-0 win on senior day against a tough Roadrunner team. Matt Miller, the lone goal scorer of the day. He had his 4th goal of the season. Goalkeeper Briley Guarneri had 2 clean sheets on the weekend, good enough for his 7th and 8th of the season. He, like the team, is up to 13 wins on the season as well. Mavs will face both CCU and Metro again this upcoming weekend. This time, though, they're going to be out on the road. Kickoff against Cougars will be Thursday, and the contest against Metro will finish off the regular season on Saturday.
Well, while teams are coming up on the end of their seasons, another team is right in the middle of theirs. CMU Hockey team has been battling with opponents since September. And for a special report on an amazing group of players, we turn it over to our reporter, Delaney Letts. Delaney?
Thanks, Joe. CMU's hockey team is not considered a varsity sport, but the squad couldn't care less about their standing. In fact, head coach Tim Weingart is sick of labeling the team anything other than just simply CMU Hockey. They play the 2nd most games of any sport, and their season spans from September all the way through February. Respect for the team's efforts on the ice is definitely deserved, but it's what the team does outside of their battles on the rink that deserves the biggest salute.
Being part of a team means you're part of something that's bigger than yourself. That's how you win in sports, whether it's hockey or any other sport, but that's how you win in life. You have to be part of something bigger than yourself. Yourself doesn't come first.
It was 4 years ago, head coach Tim Weingart revived the hockey program after a hiatus since its days as Mesa State College. Along with the challenge of reviving a program without the funding varsity sports received, came the issue of attracting a fan base. The Western Slope is more concerned about action on a football field or a baseball diamond. However, 2 years after the program restarted, 2 men came here with the goal to help Weingart create relevancy for CMU hockey. One of the ways they achieved that goal created a lasting impact for the city they represent.
We had played half a season when we first moved here. And then going into our first full season, we really wanted to kind of instill more of a hockey culture here. Just from past experiences, one of the best ways to get involved and kind of develop that community feeling around the hockey team is to do some sort of fundraiser event. So we kind of thought up some ideas and really like Pink the Rink. I've seen some success with it in other organizations. So then from there we had to start hitting the pavement.
I think we sat down and narrowed it down at a barbecue at my place, just the 3 of us, and sat down and said, you know, what are our goals and how are we going to achieve these goals?
An idea that came from a backyard barbecue, the community loved coming to Glacier Ice Arena October 27th of last year to donate and participate in the Pink the Rink charity event, set up to raise money for St. Mary's Hospital breast cancer survivorship. Spectators saw the finished product, but it was a long journey to that October night.
You know, it was a little difficult getting sponsors for the event because it was just an idea. So, you know, we didn't have anything to back it when we'd go to different businesses and try to get sponsors. So it was a little difficult to begin with, but luckily we were able to snag US Bank, who's very apt to help.
Puck Cancer read some of the shirts the hockey team sold to students and local residents. They were also able to acquire special jerseys that caught the eye of many students on campus. The team sold merchandise and raffle tickets for their cause. Winners of the raffle won those popular black and pink jerseys. The money the team raised for the event was record-breaking, and the event itself was one to cherish from the opening puck drop and beyond the final horn.
It was a pretty special moment to see everything come together, see that the money raised was substantial. St. Mary's actually told us that last year that $10,000 that we raised was the largest private donation they've ever had besides charity events that they run themselves.
It was pretty cool to see, especially when everything came full circle and you know, we had our ceremonial puck drop, who was Margie Latta, which is actually a pretty close acquaintance with Chase and I. You know, we worked for her, she was our GM.
Our general manager was a 2-time breast cancer survivor. She's very supportive of us playing hockey with the time off or coming to the games. So that was an absolute no-brainer of who's going to drop the puck for us.
It was a 4-2 victory for CMU, but the biggest win was what they did for the community they all live in. Over $10,000 was given to St. Mary's, a local hospital so many in this town relied upon during their time of need.
The charity that the boys picked, it is a community charity. It doesn't go to cancer research. It doesn't go to where who knows where the money's siphoned off to. This goes directly to people in the Western Slope community who need help. And I think that that is important because then it makes it feel more real. They can see Chase and Tony, our team, the community, where it is going. It's going to real people, not some bowl of money that goes to research and a test tube, which is important too, but that's not the idea that they had when they thought about this event.
The team is gearing up for another year of helping the community. First up is this year's Pink the Rink event on November 4th. Students can purchase a shirt for $10 and raffle tickets for a chance to win this year's jerseys. To no surprise, the students have once again stopped by the team's merchandise table to spend some cash. None of the money earned will go to the players. Like last year, it will all go back to the community. But for Captain Chase Engdahl, this year's event will be more special to him personally than last year's game.
For me personally, hands down, the biggest thing I'm excited for is that my Aunt Bonnie from Minnesota is going to be coming out and dropping our ceremonial puck. A few months, ironically, after Pink the Rink last year, she was diagnosed with breast cancer and is going through the process as we speak. So last year, as emotional as it wasn't as personal, and this year is definitely going to be a personal aspect to it.
A tiny rink, not meant to host a college program, is their stage. But the program uses that stage to help in ways never seen before in CMU athletics. Hockey has created a squad students and locals can be proud of. That's why that tiny rink is packed with fans when the Mavericks take the ice.
What we represent, both as a team within ourselves and to the greater community, is life is bigger than yourself, and you need to be part of something that's bigger than yourself. And the easiest way to make yourself feel good is to give to other people.
Well, thank you, Delaney and the men's hockey team for their cooperation, and the team will continue to march towards their second annual Pink the Rink. But before the big game on November 4th, the players will be happy to be back home in front of their fans after 3 weeks of playing on the road. Their first home game since September didn't go as planned, though. Air Force thrashed the Mavericks 7-1. But on Saturday, CMU had their chance for revenge and a chance to snap a 5-game losing streak. And now we take you to the rink at Glacier Ice Arena for the highlights. It was a fun time being up there, Bryce, and it is a huge, huge honor to be able to broadcast this game and the Mavericks on the board early thanks to a freshman.
Yeah, Max Kavanaugh was able to sneak it past the goalie to get on the board early, and that was a huge change from the night before when they did lose 7-1. Getting up that 1-0 early was huge for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and now Kavanaugh involved again on the goal. Nice little pass there. That's Gage Seeley, and he fires a snapshot in. 2-0 the score, end of the first, but guess who we have?
Yeah, and that is your ASG president, Ben Lindsay, supporting the CMU hockey team, and he wasn't cold at all in that attire.
No, but the Mavericks also weren't cold. They were white hot entering the second period, and a slap shot there that fires up top post shot by Dave Gianco.
Yeah, what a great shot there. And now the Mavericks weren't done. However, Kavanaugh's going to get a breakaway chance, and he's going to be able to beat the goalie once again. And that is another goal for your Mavericks. You can see him celebrating here. And that was his second of the day.
Yeah, now a sloppy turnover there by Air Force and a shot saved, but this is Andrew Ainsley, and he's able to score, and a huge win for the Mavericks. Bryce, they were able to come away and get some revenge on the Falcons. It was a huge, huge win, huge victory.
Yeah, most definitely. The Mavericks snap a 5-game losing streak with a 6-3 win over the Falcons. Max Kavanaugh, the star of the night, with a pair of goals and an assist. A big night for the freshman. But a bigger win for the team heading into next weekend's game against Montana State. After the game, Joe was able to catch up with the assistant captain Tony Falcon and head coach Tim Weingart.
All right, here with Coach Tim Weingart. Coach, 6-3 victory. You guys bounced back very well from yesterday. What worked for you so well offensively today?
I changed the lines and changed our forecheck today. Yesterday, we didn't play very well at all. Everybody, there was no one who played well, and that's a good team. So if you give them chances, they're going to score, and they did. So we were pretty disappointed with last night's effort, given we had a pretty big crowd, and that's the product we put on the ice, which is not representative of how we usually play. So I think we were all disappointed, and I came to the rink today and changed the lines. I changed our forecheck, our system of forechecking. And it was pretty successful because they just turned the puck over a lot in their own zone, and we were able to capitalize. So I think that had a lot to do with it. I think being embarrassed last night at home had something to do with it. And also our big-time players stepped up. Max Kavanaugh, he's a rookie, but he's one of our more skilled players, and he just played fantastic. So everybody chipped in today, and everybody did their job from the defensive zone out. So it was a team effort, which we didn't have last night.
When you guys are on a 5-game losing streak and then you guys have a chance to, before you guys head on the road, and this is the last game, home game, want to put on a good product, what does that do to you to have a win like this and execute well?
Well, we've been going through a little rough patch for sure, and it's something that we actually haven't experienced because last year we only lost 6 games the whole year. So a lot of the veterans and certainly the rookies, we haven't experienced, 4 or 5 game losing streak like that. So I think, yes, we get a win against the top team right now in our conference, so that's a good thing. But at the same time, as a confidence builder, this is huge. This is a big deal moving forward. Just confidence to know we can play like this and have everybody know the roles and chip in and have Amanda play well as well. So.
You know, everyone knew what they were going out to do, and they went out there with an actual intention of bettering our offense.
When you guys had that struggle and you guys lost 7-1, and then you guys came back in final game of this homestand, you guys answered and win. What does that do for you guys as a team?
You know, it definitely is going to help things moving forward. You know, we were kind of in a slump on a 5-game losing streak, so I think now with this dub, we're going to be able to turn it around and hopefully start winning some games.
Well, before we wrap up the show, it's time to hand out the Maverick of the Week award, brought to you by Bravo's Pizza. After a massive result to keep their playoff hopes alive, we decided to give the award to Alexis Allard. Allard broke the game wide open for the Mavericks with an upper 90 free kick rocket to give CMU a 3-1 lead. 11 minutes later, she extended CMU's lead with a curled beauty outside of the 18-yard box. For the second consecutive senior day game, Allard had a multi-goal game, and she helped keep the women's soccer tournaments alive. Alexis Allard is our Maverick of the Week.
And that'll do it for us this week. As always, catch us next week for all the latest news and scores from the world of Colorado Mesa sports. With Joe Azar, I'm Bryce Reedy. Enjoy the festivities homecoming week brings, Mavs.